In this episode, we talk about the giant retailer, which is Costco, and its strategy. Is the strategy a good one or a bad one? What kind of business is it? A fixed cost or a variable cost business? And ultimately, will Costco be successful? So join us as we walk through Costco's business model and their potential future for success. Have you ever wondered what makes Costco such an enigma in the retail landscape? I'm Jenny Ray LaRue, the Managing Director of Management Consultant, and today on Strategy Simplified, I'm going to walk through why Costco is, how its business model operates, and some of the secrets to Costco's success. What kind of business is Costco in? We always start Strategy Simplified by talking about whether it's a fixed or a variable cost business. Second, when they're measuring to those metrics, what key metrics do they use to define their success? And third, what does the future hold for Costco? Costco is one of the world's most unusual organizations from a retail perspective. Not only do members have to pay a subscription to get in the door, but also there are long lines, unsexy warehouses, and you can't buy toilet paper in anything less than a 3-month supply. So for me personally, I've never been a member of Costco, and I've always wondered what those weird lines are. However, I've recently gained some understanding after looking at Costco's financials and some of their business model to try to figure out what they do to make their strategy so powerful. Now, if you followed Strategy Simplified before, you'll know that one of the things that we tease out first and foremost is whether this business is a fixed cost or a variable cost business, because that drives most of its decisions going forward. And Costco may seem like a fixed cost business. They have big fixed cost footprints in their stores. They hold inventory. They have fixed cost staffing. They have staff members that are generally there, and it doesn't really seem like they flex them too much, positively or negatively. They've got overhead. They've got mailers. They've got marketing. And so Costco does seem to be a pretty fixed cost based business. But if you've followed us for any length of time, you'll recognize that most retail stores are actually variable cost business, just with one big fixed cost line item, either their mortgage or their rent. And Costco is absolutely the same. So why then does Costco have this model where you have to pay a membership to come in the door in order to save money? Well, Costco has a blended model of revenues. They are a variable cost business that makes primarily their amount of money on per unit margins for each of their products. But one thing that having a membership does for Costco is it incentivizes you to return, because they don't just have a model where if you buy one product once, that's sufficient. Their ultimate goal is acquiring a customer and maximizing the lifetime value of the customer through repeated purchases. And one way to ensure that you do that is to make sure that you're paying for the privilege of going in. So you're activated, psychologically reminded to use the service to buy more of your goods and more of your services through Costco. Costco over time has added additional functions such as photo, pharmacy, and even a big deli with big birthday cakes. Everything is big at Costco. So in general, Costco, when they think about the development of their stores, they manage to two main things. One is the repeat value of a customer, their lifetime value. And they really work on making sure that each customer is increasing their purchases and increasing the volume of visits that they make to the store so that their maximum revenue per customer adopts to a good bottom line. That helps them leverage what they do have in fixed costs most effectively. In addition, Costco works on building scale across its entire organization. And scale in many businesses is there for fixed cost businesses to drive down costs so that they can drive overall margins. But in a retail business, scale, like with Walmart, is there to drive down the per unit cost. So every time that Costco is buying something, whether it's wallpaper or whether it's widgets, then they are able to get a lower price for it from their suppliers so that they're able to get more margin on the other side. So if they manage those two things, driving repeat purchases and maximum revenue on a per customer basis so that their margins are healthy, but overall lifetime margins are also super strong. And then if they're able to manage costs down on the cost side through having a larger network of Costco's and therefore a larger demand on suppliers and more leverage for those suppliers, they're able to play both sides of the variable cost curve. Overall, Costco does think about how to manage other things like their staffing costs and their overheads, but ultimately this margin business is the big one that they're in. Pay attention to how Costco is facing certain crises around the world. Pay attention to their store opening announcements or the limited store openings that they have, and pay attention to some of the metrics that they use to build their business. Thanks for listening to the Strategy Simplified episode on Costco. It's so fun for us to take a quick look at businesses to identify what their business model is and how that drives their key operating factors for success. We do this consistently on this podcast, so please subscribe so that you can listen to more upcoming episodes. In addition, if you want to understand how to apply strategy on the job for consulting or corporate strategy roles, please reach out to us, team@managementconsulted.com, for a future strategy sprint program or our Black Belt interview intensive process. We're really excited to work with you and to continue to build this fantastic community. Thanks again for listening.